naratam yaset. While working to earn his livelihood as much as necessary to maintain body and soul together, one who is actually learned should live in human society unattached to family affairs, although externally appearing very much attached. Interesting. Papa said this is the picture of ideal family life. Externally, people should see all be doing everything like they are doing. But actually, in your home, you should be very detached from all those things. Practice more Krishna consciousness. So they won't say you are crazy or something like that. No? This is the picture of ideal family life, Prabhupada says. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai about the goal of life, Ramananda Rai described it in different ways, according to the recommendations of the revealed scriptures. And finally, Sri Ramananda Rai explained that one may stay in his own position, whether as a Brahmana, a Shudra, a Sannyasi, or whatever. But one must try to inquire about life's goal, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. This is the proper utilization of the human form of life. That means we are always trying to make sure that we are trying to get to understand the goal of human life. So if you are a wise person, Prabhupada says, you will learn from the scriptures, Shastras and Guru, that we are all eternal, but put into this difficult situation. Why? Because Karanam Gunasangasya Sadasad Yonishu Janmasu. Because we associate with different modes. And because of that, then we have some kind of difficulties to go through. So this recommendation is we should live a simple life. Externally, you can buy your cars or whatever, buy furniture. Not like in the home, you go, no furniture, nothing, right? There only a piece of cloth, everyone has to sit like that. Not like that. You can have all those things. But your practice is focused on Krishna. Practice is on Krishna. So that is why Prabhupada says, live a simple life. Don't unnecessarily upgrade your sofa every 2 years.
But every 15 years you have to
If it's gone, you can if it doesn't work, you can upgrade. If it's torn and all, okay, you can either get it upholstered.
Make sure we don't hear
it.
Make sure we don't.
Any excuse to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Prabhu said buy furniture, you should do that.
Every 15 years.
Yesterday, Prabhu was inquiring about the business class furnitures.
Yeah.
So his point is, have simple. Don't make your life too complicated. Don't do those things, because unnecessarily why you want to upgrade. Yeah, the house is nice, then you'll say no, I want to upgrade, and then you'll do some fixtures on the wall, all those kind extra cost for what? Oh, upgrade, then we can. Not unnecessarily, we're always calculating, I'll get the best deal and best this. But what about best way to go back to God? Which is what Prabhupada says, have a simple life. Just maintain your body and soul together. But doesn't mean you don't spend money for a jacket in winter time, go in the cold in the office. And then what are you doing, People think you're crazy. Oh, I'm living a simple life. They'll think you're an idiot, And then your boss will also think this guy's an idiot. They won't even think about you for promotion. It's like that. Okay. So if you live simply, you don't need to go to movies, right? It's very expensive in America. Movie costs how much? $15 a pop, right? That means each adult has to pay $15 now, I think. So that means a family usually is like 4 or 5 people, no? So 4 15 is $60. Then you have to buy some drink. Popcorn and drink. So they cost $10. $10, so it's already how much already? Each kid will want his own big drink, this big, right? They can do abhishek on themselves. They'll buy like that, right? And then the whole cost will come just to go for one movie. Probably $150 they spend, And I'm not joking. I've seen devotees do that also. It's so interesting. You ask them, really? You say, yeah, you have to, my kids have to get exposed with everything, so they become normal.
Normalized.
Yeah, that's how they say normal. Okay. Or when we encourage them to go to devotee school, they say, then what about they don't know how to associate with people outside. Well, that's the point, right? You don't want to associate. They can't understand that. Or then one time we had a school, they say, if the teacher can speak in the accent, then we will join the child, All kinds of nonsense coming out. Silly people. Yeah, I mean, that means they didn't understand the goal of life. Yeah. This is what the point is. The real problem is, Prabhupada says, how to get out of birth, death, old age, and disease. But these people are thinking how to be more fixed up, birth, death, old age, and disease. Yeah, so unnecessarily we shouldn't create necessities. Oh, my child must speak in this accent, A few years ago, one devotee girl came from UK, so they have these groups, right? Like Pandavasena, like that. So they were there in Houston. So she was speaking, and then one of the devotees, introduced me, and I was speaking to her. Then she said, I really want to have American accent. And then I was saying, you have a nice British accent. That's good enough. I said, no, all my life I'm dreaming. And I was like, okay. It's funny how people, have different things in their life they think is so important. Right? So Prabhupada says every day the so-called leaders of modern society invent something contributing to a cumbersome way of life that implicates people more and more in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Right? So now you have to go to I heard like Amazon has a store with no.
Yeah, Amazon Go.
Yeah, Amazon Go. Okay. So they
No checkout.
No checkout, but they're actually checking you out very nicely. Everything about you they checked out. That's why you can go in and take whatever.
So you pick up the stuff there, and you just scan it on your mobile, and they.
No, it scans automatically.
What you need to pick up and go. That's it.
Yeah.
So money.
Automatically.
You have to register first.
You have to. I'll explain it.
Yeah, you have to register with an app, and then it'll go to your bank and it'll take whatever it wants.
To walk in, you have to scan your phone. When it's coming out, it automatically
Deducts.
detects and whatever you picked up, it charges. How are they did? Everything is the sensors and infrared also.
Camera.
You pick some particular thing, they know exactly which spot, who picked up.
But if you pick up and give it back,
then you
It deducts. Yeah.
If you only take it and walk out.
then
AI.
First of all, it won't let you in if you cannot scan.
Yeah.
There will be one or two people there, of course.
Yeah.
Because people will jump over the thing, all those crazy people. So then everyone will become, they will want that kind of thing. So now you see Amazon, everyone queuing up just to do that. So it becomes cumbersome. You really can't go to the shop because there will be a long line outside. Everyone wants to try it out. It's like that, right? Like Apple starts that iPhone long queue just to get one phone. They spend overnight in pitch tent, in the cold,
so many days this.
Yeah, some people,
Many years.
this is
From
what
2008.
Prabhupada is saying, contributing to a cumbersome way of life for something that's unnecessary. Invent those things. Correct or not?
New experiences. Every decade has something or the other like this.
There's so many things they invent that's useless. Especially the daylight shows they show in the morning for all those retired people who stay at home, clicking through the channels. They have these shows, daylight shows, and then they have all advertisement only. Every 5 minutes, there's an advertisement. Buy this, special, buy this. If you buy 2, you get 1 free or something like that. So many cases, these old people will buy immediately. I have to buy because they don't know what's going on outside world. So they buy. And then there was a case where one lady died, and then the police broke in all big house, everywhere is packages that she bought online. I mean, on the phone.
Home shopping.
Home shopping. Yeah, home shopping.
One day, one of my colleagues, he was giving everybody light kind of thing.
Mm.
So I said, why? Where did you get? He got same for everybody.
Mm.
He said his father is in Spokane, so he bought 100 of them. What is the use of that? So he's giving them.
Giving them. That's right. Don't know what to do. That's right. Text 6.
Nataya pitarau putra.
Nataya pitarau putra.
Bratara suhrido pare.
Bratara suhrido pare.
Yadvadanti yadichanti.
Yadvadanti yadichanti.
Chanumodeta nirmana.
Chanumodeta nirmama. An intelligent man in human society should make his own program of activities very simple. If there are suggestions from his friends, children, parents, brothers, or anyone else, he should externally agree, saying, yes, that is all right. But internally, he should be determined not to create a cumbersome life in which the purpose of life will not be fulfilled. So very good advice. And so all of you should contemplate on
That
this.
is all right.
Hmm?
It's very nice.
Text 7. So all you should have to say is, yes, that is all right. Text 7.
Devyam bhaman chantariksham.
Devyam bhaman chantariksham.
Vitam achyuta nirmitam.
Vitam achyuta nirmitam.
Tatsarvam upayunjana.
Tatsarvam upayunjana.
Etad kuryat svato buddha.
Etad kuryat svato buddha. The natural products created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead should be utilized to maintain the bodies and souls of all living entities. The necessities of life are of 3 types. Those produced from the sky, from rainfall, from the earth, from the mines, the seas, or the fields, and from the atmosphere, that which is obtained suddenly and unexpectedly. That's interesting. So everything can come in different ways. What we want to eat and so on, right? So Prabhupada says how he quotes a verse from Bhagavad Gita 3:14. Annat bhavanti bhutani pajanayat anna sambhava. Yagnat bhavati pajanyo yagna karma samudbhavaha. All living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagna, sacrifice, and yagna is born of prescribed duties. Inauspiciousness or reaping more karmic reactions. Holders are specifically responsible for seeing that the laws of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are maintained without fighting between men, communities, societies, or nations. That means it is a duty, okay, that you all should somehow not to fight in different situations. Try to solve it peacefully. Why? Because human society should properly utilize the gifts of God, especially the food grains that grow because of rain falling from the sky.
Okay.
You should not just waste those grains. Sometimes I remember when I was in college, I was in Australia at that time, so the milk price went down drastically. Too much milk. I think I've told this story before. So all the government and the milk, they were not happy with the price going down. So in those days, I think a quart. Is it a quart? Yeah, quart. Because they don't go by quart, they go by pints and gallons like that. So, no, they go by liters actually. So then a quart was like 60 cents. milk. So it went down to like 45 cents or more for some reason. Over too many cows are producing milk. So then what they did was they in the middle of the night or sometime in the evening, they parked all the milk tanks in the city, and then they open all the thing and whole street milk is flowing.
Really?
Yeah. And then within 2 years, the whole economy crashed in that country. Australia was down for almost 20 years. The economy went down. In those days, the exchange rate was their $1 was $2 Australian. I mean, no, the other way. One Australian was $2 US. Then after that, now it's like the other way around now. All economy, everything. So unnecessarily, they were abusing. Instead of using it properly, instead of selling cheaply, they didn't want. On the roads.
Milk bath.
Milk bath for the streets. But you can see those are sinful activities. So they suffered like that. Yeah? Instead of using it properly, whatever God has given, they were just. This is all due to greediness, making money and wanting to abuse other people like that. So therefore, we do yajna. Yeah? In the previous age, we were doing yajnas that are based on proper the kings, the brahmanas, based on ghee and all, and everything is coming from the cow like that. And the cow needs the grains also. So yajnas were previously performed with offerings of oblations of ghee and food grains. But in this age, of course, this is no longer possible, for the production of ghee and food grains has diminished because of the sinful life of human society. So a lot of things have diminished actually. But you will see, according to many countries, they're saying, I have produced, the output for this year is more than last year. But actually not true. There was, I don't know, I forgot. There was one story where this person, a king, was walking and someone gave him something, grains. So he saw the rice grains was like 5 times bigger than the ordinary. And he was amazed, how is this rice is so big? So he asked the person who gave. He said, I don't know, I found it. My grandfather used to have it, but he knows who grows it. So the king does a lot of investigation. Finally, he comes to the old man and he says, in those days, people were very pious. And whatever we grew, it grew naturally and we didn't do all this thing. And it was growing so big. He says, nowadays people are so sinful and so on. So everything is growing less. So it is interesting, now they are trying to make everything. But the Bhumi planet, remember we were reading the 4th Canto how she refused to give because people are not following the principles. The same way, you are not getting many things. Even the food stuff don't have nutrition.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you want to grow something in your home, you need Miracle Grow. Right?
Without miracle.
I was saying. But that is all chemicals only. Naturally, nothing. And even using the cow dung, also the plants don't grow properly nowadays because they pump the cows with so much chemicals. So the cow dung also doesn't have the potency anymore. So the gift of the Lord is not appreciated. And instead, we artificially trying this and that scheme. So we're thinking we can make more of this, more, and they put chemicals to make the cow become
Bulky.
fat and bulky, so that when no need to die, they'll slaughter them, so that they can get more meat like that. In the still more of ignorance, whether you let the cow die peacefully and then you eat it, or you kill and eat it. Only thing is you have a reaction in one case. But the other case, you're still in more of ignorance. Eating meat is still more of ignorance. Yeah. Particularly in some countries, they think fresh meat means it must be alive. So there's a group of Chinese people are like that. So they'll catch the fish from the restaurants are like that. The fish will be swimming, they'll catch and throw immediately in the fire, and then they will serve. And then the fish will still be, struggling, and they'll put their chopstick in there and eat, No, it's true. I have seen it personally.
Terrible.
When I was a little boy, I saw my neighbor. I was like 5 or 6 years old. So we were watching, and then they were catching cockroaches, and in boiling water they threw, and then they ate it. I was a little. I looked at my mother. They are eating cockroaches. My mother said, "Yeah, these people are like that." So I was shocked. I was so shocked.
Like chips.
So it was like that. So people don't understand how to actually eat properly or live life properly. So therefore, grihastas, they understand this yagna properly, and so they should do it properly, and then cultivate and help other people understand these things.
All colors.
Yeah.
See this painting.
Right, so our yagna in this age is not the fire yagna, is what kind of yagna we are supposed to do?
Sankirtan.
Yeah, Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name. So that's important. Text 8.
Yavadvrita jataram tavat swatvam hidehinam
Tavat swatvam hidehinam
adhikam yodimanyeta
adhikam
sasteno dandamarhata.
Saseno dandamarhati. One may claim proprietorship to as much wealth as required to maintain body and soul together. But one who desires proprietorship over more than that must be considered a thief, and he deserves to be punished by the laws of nature. So you can see how people try to increase more and more, right? Prabhupada says there's no need to accumulate money in the bank merely to increase one's bank balance. Such a mentality is described in Bhagavad Gita as asuric. Idam madhya maya labdam imam prapse manoradam idam mastitam api me bhavishyati punardhanam. So I'm going to take from someone else like that. So much more I have now, so much more I need in the future. So therefore, you can see in the same way they do all these schemes, right? Stock market scheme. That's what it is. Stock market is to accumulate more and more. And stock market is a funny thing because actually there's nothing there.
One has to lose, the other has to gain.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing. They call this future trading, right? And they make money on futures trading, but nothing is traded in the future yet. But people are doing futures trading, oil and so on. So that's why petrol prices will drop, but you never see your petrol prices go down. But the petrol price will go up immediately. Everyone will jack the price up. All this cheating and people foolishly. Now the price has gone up a lot. Huh? How much? $4?
Gas?
Yeah, $3 something.
Yeah, but
Close to here.
yeah, it used to be how many? 5 years ago, it was less than that, right?
Yeah, they're saying that there's excess gas, but still it's going up.
There's excess gas, and they know they can squeeze every one of you, and so they're screwing everyone. So they don't care. Basically, nobody's interested in helping anyone. So therefore, why should we subscribe to such lifestyles where nobody cares about anyone else? Prabhupada says actually if one has more than one requires for his necessities, the extra money should be spent for Krishna. Okay. So therefore, Prabhupada quotes the verse, Yad karosi yad asnasi yad juhosi dadasi yad tapasyasi kontaya tad kurushva mat arpanam. What he means by that, Grihastha should spend extra money only for the Krishna consciousness movement. Like what? Constructing temples, printing books, preaching. Whenever you need something, people should be willing to, no problem, let's cover this. Oh, I'll cook, I'll pay for this. Festivals, feast. Yeah, I want to sponsor, like that. It's like that. How many festivals you all sponsor per year? Not
for the festival. That's all.
Huh?
Janmashtami and
That's all.
Ramlila.
What about other festivals? Not important. What about the appearance day of acharyas? Nobody sponsors. Why? You should be willing to do that. Then you will learn not to be attached. Grihastha life is to learn not to be attached. Actually, that's what it is. So, because you have so much, you become attached. So, the way to get out is to give in charity. So, Grihasthas must perform charity. If you don't do charity, then you get stuck. That's what Prabhupada is saying. So, therefore, you should contribute to the temple maintenance and so on, like that. Prabhupada finally says in the last paragraph, this verse is very important. As stated here, one who accumulates more money than needed is a thief. And by the laws of nature, he will be punished. It's a heavy statement, though. One devotee was asking one Maharaj, saying that, we are asking people to write in their will that when they die, they'll give the money. So the Maharaj was saying, yeah, that is good, but it's not the best. He said they should give now while they are alive to get the full benefit. But I guess it's better than nothing. So that's one thing you all can do. At least talk to these people and tell them, okay, at least put in your will that the money will come to Radha Nila Madhava. Otherwise, you'll go to their relatives, or if not, go to the state. And you'll go to all the habitat living. Right? Yeah, so you better make sure your money don't go for some crazy groups of people, If you want to give charity, give whatever charity you want to those kind of people, but give it to Krishna. Everyone should do that. Your will should be there. Of course, if you have children, give them something, but make sure Krishna gets something also. Right? It's your wealth. 50% to Krishna. Why? You're so scared. Marry your children away and then 50% to Krishna. What right they have over your money? Tough, nah? To think about, you're dead, man, so why you worry? You're dead and gone. Like that. So Prabhupada says if you have more money than necessary, you become desirous of enjoying material comforts more and more. Right? So when you're old, you sit at home. In Indian family, the husband will say, look at the wife, and the wife will cook, and he'll think, oh, so nice, she's serving me so nicely. So then they'll eat, and they'll read books. I've seen all that, they'll read and so on. Then one day, if the wife dies, the husband can't cook. He becomes depressed. He'll be thinking, oh, she used to cook so nicely. So it is said, statistically, 90% of the men who depend on the woman become depressed when the wife dies. Because they don't know what to do, how to start the washing machine, which button, and how to cook. Basically, cooking is the biggest problem for them. So then they go out to a restaurant or something, or wait for the free food truck. Like that. So, don't get into those kind of situations like that. More and more comforts. So Prabhupada again mentions this, in this purport. Materialists are inventing so many artificial necessities. And those who have money, being allured by such artificial necessities, try to accumulate money to possess more and more. This is the idea of modern economic development. Everyone earns money, money is kept in the bank, which then offers money to the public. In this cycle of activities, everyone is engaged in getting more and more money, and therefore the ideal goal of human life is being lost. Concisely, it may be said that everyone is a thief and is liable to be punished. Punishment by the laws of nature takes place in the cycle of birth and death. No one dies fully satisfied by the fulfillment of material desires, for that is not possible. Therefore, at the time of one's death, one is very sorry, being unable to fulfill his desires. By the laws of nature, one is then offered another body to fulfill his unsatisfied desires. And upon taking birth again, accepting another material body, one voluntarily accepts the threefold miseries of life. Voluntarily, we all want to suffer. That's Prabhupada is saying. We voluntarily want, I want to suffer.
Wants to suffer.
Right?
Raise your hands.
So when we say who wants to suffer, nobody puts up the hand. But in reality, Prabhupada is saying one voluntarily accepts. It's a hard statement to swallow, but it's reality. Text 9.
Mugotra Karamarkaku Sarishraka Kagamakshika Atmana Putravat Pashyet Teresham Antaram Kiyat.
One should treat animals such as deer, camels, asses, monkeys, mice, snakes, birds, and flies exactly like one's own son. Very difficult, no? Deer, not too bad. You can give them some prasad or something. Camels, you don't see many here. Asses, quite a lot, right? Asses, monkeys also, children, monkeys, mice, you do not know. Snakes, hardly you see. Birds a lot, right?
Spiders.
Then the people run.
Yeah. Birds are here quite a lot. I've noticed many nice birds here. Also big ravens. Right?
Gifts.
Huh?
Sparrows are there. Gifts.
Sparrows are a lot, yes. This is the sparrows are not originally from US. They are from Europe. They are brought here. And they've taken over. Yeah. How little difference there actually is between children and these innocent animals. So that's why in India in those days, even some people do that. They every morning they'll give some grains or something they put outside the house, right? But at least if they put in their house, it's okay. They sometimes put it on their neighbor's house. So the birds and all the thing comes and crabs on the place and make the place so dirty. I've seen it. I've seen even they'll come, into our temple area in the car park and they'll throw all the rice on the car park and they drive off. Yeah, so then the birds all will make a mess in the car park. Pigeons and all. We used to think, why you come and doing it here? Do it in your home, So one not devotee, he was like a congregation man. He died. So he was doing this giving of, they feel that they have to do this. So he went to one place, a workshop outside in Houston. So every day he would go there and in the morning he'll throw the rice there and so on. And in front of this big, nice shop. So then he'll drive off. So all these birds and squirrels and everything will come and eat. After a while, the shop owner couldn't stand it because every time he comes, it's a mess. So he hired someone with a camera to catch, and finally they caught the guy.
Really?
So then they asked him why you're doing this, Then he said, "Oh, don't talk," and then he went to another place, start doing.
Really?
So it's like they have this philosophy that if you feed the birds, what is the reaction they get?
It's very common actually in India.
Activity, maybe,
Pious activity, feeding them.
Other thing is, I think they take out, what is that called? They do some black seeds or black sesame seeds. In the home, all the evil things from the home they're throwing out to the birds.
No, is that what it is?
Those kind of things are also there.
So Prabhupada says, there's no difference between animals and innocent children in one's home. even in ordinary life, it is our practical experience that a household dog or cat is regarded on the same level as one's children without any envy. So in America, this is pretty common. No? The old people especially, they're either living alone, so
They
have
write their
companions.
property also, actually.
Yeah, they write their property, the will for the dog.
Yeah.
Actually, instead of God, G-O-D, they give it to dog, D-O-G. Yeah. it is, I've heard. And also, usually the people who are taking care of the dog will kill the dog and take all the money.
So yesterday in my office, actually, I met one person in the lift. And then this guy is not married, he's a Chinese guy. And then he was telling, I asked him, how are you doing? He was very sad. And then I asked him what happened. He was telling that he's actually, so I could not laugh in front of him. But he was telling that his cat has some kidney problem. So he's actually going to
the hospital. But that's what it is. He sees like his own child.
Actually, more than the child.
Yeah.
More than
It's okay.
Yeah, because in any case, Sarva Yonishu Kanteya, that means all living entities are children of God. So in that sense, okay, we can understand, but it's kind of ridiculous when they really do go all out like that. In some places I've seen they dress the dog with shirt, full long sleeve, winter clothing. It's like, what is wrong in the scene?
they have something in the head.
Yeah. And then the ears, they have earmuffs sometimes for the dog and stuff like that. It's really ridiculous. So Prabhupada says killing of these animals are all prohibited. One shouldn't kill them. Right? He says, for example, in the agricultural fields, there may be many mice, flies, and other creatures that disturb production. And sometimes they are killed by pesticides. Right? So we're not supposed to use pesticides and all. It is forbidden, actually. Prabhupada makes it very clear it's forbidden. So how you do that? So generally in those days they don't kill, but they leave the grains near the field. So the animals will just eat the grains and go away. Because the animals are not going to come and cut all the thing. A human being will come and cut and run away. Animals are not like that. In this verse, even the snake is mentioned, indicating that a householder should not be envious even of a snake. If everyone is fully satisfied by eating food that is a gift from the Lord, why should there be envy between one living being and another? So Prabhupada continues, in modern days, people are very much inclined toward communistic ideas of society. But we do not think that there can be any better communistic idea than that which is explained in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in the communistic countries, the poor animals are killed without consideration, although they also should have the right to take their allotted food with which to live.
Prabhupada's father used to.
Bowl of grains in the factory or whatever. Like that.
They will just eat that. They will not disturb.
Cloth shop.
Yeah, they will not disturb that.
Yeah, so we are supposed to take care of the birds. So we have extra prasadam. Don't throw away in the mulch or in the bag. You can put it outside. The birds will take it, or some insects will come and eat and go. But not every day you throw until it's like a whole pile. Huh?
It smells bad.
Yeah, exactly. Not like that. Like we were throwing bread. We had some leftover old piece. We throw out, and the ravens came and picked it. Yeah, just
they
like
expect it every day now.
They came. Today morning also they came. Today morning they gave.
They'll ask you for more.
Different
taste.
Yeah.
The
Same bread every day.
No. If they know you're going to give them, they'll form a bond with you. And like I was telling him, I know ravens will bring some trinkets where any shiny things they find, they'll come and give it to you. They'll drop in your house.
Diamonds.
Yeah, they might give you a diamond also.
Now I have to lock my doors.
We should lock our doors. They come in.
Oh yeah, nice.
So those ravens will become devotees.
Yeah, they're taking prasad. They will become devotees. Hopefully, next life, you can chant to them. But anyway, the point is, you're not supposed 2 o'clock. Hopefully, we can finish. Otherwise, next year.